Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another session of Meditations with Marigny. So, this morning I started a whole video and I had to stop it because my route got changed and just too much was going on. I felt like there were too many delays in that video. And you guys have noticed that I've been in the car a little bit more because it's been so early. I've been trying to make sure I usually make my videos early in the morning, and I just hadn't been getting to work early enough to do that. So anyway, on that note, I just wanted to say to you guys, I hope that you've been enjoying the videos. If you have, I would love for you to click like, and I would love for you to share it with a friend, and I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe. So you guys know I want to get to 150 subscriptions by the end of this month, and I think I need 4 more. I think when I checked yesterday, either I'm up to 144 or 146. I can't remember. So I need some of y'all to subscribe. Go click the subscribe button. Do it now. But anyway, for those of you that follow me on a regular basis, you know that my channel is for ladies mostly, and especially women of Christian faith, or women that have some type of religious background, or they feel like God is leading them, and they have a desire to become a wife. Many of us a desire to become a wife again because we may have been a wife previously. So one of the things I was thinking about, and I was like, that's good stuff right there. I was thinking that sometimes we look at what I can live with, oh, I can live with that, or I can tolerate that, or I can put up with that. What if we switched it and we started looking at what we could live, what we can't live without? And hear me when I say this. I'm not talking about toxic type relationships where you're like, oh, I can't live without this, I can't live without that. Naturally, we all can live without someone. But what I'm talking about is certain principles, certain expectations, certain ways of treatment that we would be looking at, that we would say, I can live without this, but I can't live without that. And what made me think about it is, you guys, I've met some really good guys, some well qualified bachelors, and some who, I, in many ways, probably could take me off my job and I could come home and be a stay at home wife and things of that sort. And we could live very comfortably. But some of them may not have some of the major characteristics that I know that I could not live without. And what particularly made me think about it is one young fella that I really had a great vibe with him. Like I could see a future with him. And when we would have conversations about difficult things, I could see that he was a non-communicator. It would kind of become a situation where it would kind of get blown out of proportion. And I would be like, no, we got to be able to talk about this. Like we have to be able to speak to one another about difficult conversations. And the thing was for me was that some of the conversations were not even that hard. It was just a matter of he was not a great communicator. Made good money, had a nice place, had all the other components, love, family, had a foundation for his kids. Like those things were great. But when it came to communicating, he did not have that component. And what I had to look at is I can never be in another relationship where we can't talk. You gotta be able to talk. And you gotta be able to talk about basic things so that when the difficult things come, if you notice that I said when, because they are going to come. When the difficult things come, you can then press past that. You can push past it because you've already dealt with some of the small things in your communication process. And you know, as you meet people and you learn about them, and the same thing for them with us ladies, they're going to meet they're gonna learn things about us. Like, I try to go ahead and tell my flaws before. Let me just put this out here. Like, this is what you got with me. You know, I know naturally I'm a little bit bossy. I know that about myself. I know, and it's nothing. How can I say? It's nothing malicious about it. It's just a part of my makeup. I'm a go-getter. I'm a worker. I'm a one. If he is a man that has vision and he say, "Hey, this what I'm thinking about. This way I'm going." I'm I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's do this. And sometimes that can be a little bit overwhelming for some, but also it helps me to know what my part is in the relationship. It helps me to know how I can fulfill my own personal things that need to be fulfilled while in a relationship. And that's where many of us, and when I say us ladies, we often say, oh, I lost myself in the relationship. Well, I really just kind of more or less feel like when God brings two people together, when we really do it the right way, then I didn't lose myself in my marriage. I felt like I was thriving. And that's another reason why the affair was so great for me, because it was such a shock. When you're not doing what you're supposed to do at the house, when you're not handling your business, when you're not taking care of your husband, then you expect that that's a possibility. You cannot, and I don't know who this is for, but God evidently is laying it on you today. You cannot withhold from your husband and then think that eventually he is not going to possibly be tempted. You can't do it. You couldn't do that 25, 30 years ago. And you definitely can't do it now, because there are too many opportunities for him to have that outlet. And even if nothing else, many men, again, they not finna just get up and leave everything they done worked for, everything that they have sacrificed for. And yes, some of that sacrifice was because he loved you, but you cannot withhold from him and then expect that he does not have that opportunity to be tempted. And that's real talk. So that's why, you guys, for me, it was such a shock, because that wasn't I didn't withhold. Matter of fact, I was like, hey, can we fit it in a little more often? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't get off track here. Let's get back to the focal point. But that evidently was for somebody, for real. Real talk. And, ladies, sometimes we need to hear those hard conversations. You need to please your man, like your husband. Remember, I'm not talking to people that's just in relationship. So I'm talking from a wife standpoint. You need to please your husband. And sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, it ain't always what we think that it is. His level of pleasure may not have anything to do with what we see on social media and what they're producing out here in the world. Put that in your little bag of put that in your bag of knowledge. I'll say. I was gonna say bag of. I didn't want to say bag of tricks, because that's really not what I'm talking about. But back to my point. I got off task right there. But back to my point. You must assure that you are not just getting what you can tolerate or what you can put up with, but make sure that you are building a relationship for something that you can't really live without. And I'm just using it as an example, because the young man who was a great fit, like, we had great chemistry, great connection, good conversation, you know. But when I saw that component there, I know I can't live without that. I know what that feels like, to be in a relationship where you cannot communicate with someone. And I know what it feels like to be in a relationship that somebody cannot have a conversation with you without it becoming combative. And so, with me knowing that, then I'm not going to subject myself to a relationship that I already know is going to eventually end in a bad situation. I can take a communicator over some other things. he can have a little bit less money. He can have a smaller house. He can have a different type of car. Like, those components don't matter to me if we can communicate. Because if we can communicate, guess what? We can get the house. We can get the car. We can get the salary. I can build your resume to go wherever you need to go. If we together, we a team. No, anybody that's on my team, Pastor Kara, back when she did the Dear Future Wifey, they did it a few years back. Pastor Kara said, and I realized this about myself. She talked about, it don't matter whether the dude worked at Burger King. If he worked at Burger King and he told her he had a vision, she said, by the time we finish with the vision and he's mine, we gonna own some Burger Kings. And I just love the fact that that is a very accurate and true statement. If he got a vision and he can show me where we're going, and he can give me the components that I know that I need, ain't nothing that comes before us that we can't conquer. Nothing. Nothing. Because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Does that mean that everything gonna be peaches and cream? No, it does not. But what it does mean is that he and I together, we can do anything. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Me and him together, we can do everything. One can put 1,000, two can put 10,000. We can do anything. So, ladies, what I'm saying to you, I did a video a while back that talked about a man that has the capacity to carry you. This is in that same vein. I also did another video a while back, and it's talking about, and I'm just sharing that with you guys, because if you're really trying to improve and you want to study yourself, you got to get the knowledge in you, and you got to get that foundational component. I listen to some type of self-help or self-building video every day. And I did a video that was called Don't Settle. Don't settle. When you settle, you are not going to get the full capacity out of him, and you are not going to get the full capacity out of you. So do not settle for a relationship that you know does not have all the components that you have to have. There are some things that we can go without, but there are other things that we know we got to have. And so we just need to make sure that we choose wisely. All right, y'all. Just remember, don't think about what you can tolerate or what you can put up with. Think about what you can't live without. All right, y'all have a wonderful day, and know that I'm looking forward to chatting with y'all the next time around. I need you to click like. I'd love for you to share it with a friend, and I would absolutely love for you to subscribe. Have a good day. Bye.